Episode 142, Harvard AI Diaries, Day 4.
The primitive forms of artificial intelligence we already have proved very useful.
AI is a golden opportunity.
How do we ensure that this technology is regulated?
The long arc of technological history is now in an extraordinary new phase.
The AI 6 podcast with Joanne Sweeney.
Welcome back to the Harvard AI Diaries, and it's day 4. This was our last full day. Today was packed with big topics and even bigger questions, especially the kind I hear all the time from clients in government and public sector. Copyright, intellectual property, misinformation, disinformation, the future of work, and what is agentic AI? So let's start with copyright and IP. Well, Shara Jeal, who's leading the programme, put us through our paces this morning. The session was electric. So many hands up, so many questions, including mine several times. He eventually had to say, guys, we need to move on. But the big 3 questions he posed were ones that come up all the time in my training sessions. Does the large language model training process infringe copyright? Can AI-generated outputs be copyrighted? And do those outputs infringe the copyright of someone else's work? Huge, thorny questions, no definitive answers. There are some legal cases pending in the courts. And of course, we know with any new technological evolution and in the absence of legislation, we need these things to be tested in courts of law. So no easy answers. And of course, I'm not going to solve them here in 6 minutes on today's podcast. But what made it real was diving into live case studies, including the OpenAI versus New York Times case. We actually had to take a side and argue our position using ChatGPT. That kind of engagement changes how you think. We then shifted into misinformation and disinformation, topics I know that are keeping public sector leaders up at night. And here's the simple distinction. Misinformation is incorrect information shared without intent to mislead. There's lots of it on the internet, right? And then disinformation is intentional, often politically or commercially motivated. We examined real-world examples, especially during elections, and asked, can we trust large language models like ChatGPT, Gemini, or Meta's Llama? There are mitigating strategies, of course, to manage risk. And I actually came away being a bit more optimistic because we saw examples of how trust can be built through transparency, labeling, and governance. One of the most memorable contributions came from Teddy Savronis, who introduced the liar's dividend, a concept I hadn't heard like this before. The idea is that you don't need much disinformation to do damage, and little can go a long way. And researcher Hanny Farrard has shown that once the well is poisoned, people start to doubt everything. And that's a problem because when AI-generated content floods the space, even real content becomes suspect, especially if it challenges someone's existing beliefs. We then debated the roles and responsibilities of social media companies, AI companies, civil society, and government. So who plays what role? We had endless discussions around this. And it became clear that the extent to which generative AI worsens these problems depends entirely on how we collectively respond. Then we ended the day on a session on agentic AI, a topic I've mentioned on this podcast before. If it's new to you, think of AI agents as tools that don't just generate text or images, they act. They complete tasks, they make decisions, they run autonomously within guardrails, and they're already changing how we think about productivity and workflows. And perfect timing today, as we were learning about AI agents here at Harvard, OpenAI launched their own GPT agents. It's almost as if they knew we were here. We also explored the future of work, how generative AI is reshaping not just jobs, but entire career paths. There are big questions here around inequality as well. Who gains from the technology? Who gets left behind? What kind of skills will matter in the next 5 to 10 years? These are questions I hear from public servants and policymakers across Europe, and they were very much on the table today. So to wrap up day 4, the conversation is shifting from hype to hard questions. What's legal? What's ethical? What's safe? What role do we play? And how do we build systems that protect people, preserve rights, and promote trust? Oh, that's it for today, my friends. You can hear my voice. I am tired again. And actually, when I put down this microphone, I now am going to have to complete my assignment because we have to present our AI assistant tomorrow. Thanks for tuning in. I hope you're enjoying the Harvard AI Diaries and my reflections from each day. I know they will be valuable to me in months and years to come. I'm Joanne Sweeney. This is the AI6 podcast. I will talk to you tomorrow.